Hey, good morning, good afternoon. This is Harry from Hasper TV back with another video. So today I'm going to have a belated take on the Archie Gray signing. My last video, or the video before that, actually led to the Werner signing, my thoughts on that. But now Archie Gray has joined a couple of days ago with Joe Rodon going the other way. So I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. So let's get straight into it. So first, the positives. Rodon has gone, so I guess that's one off the list of the outs. So, and byproduct of that is that we knocked off 10 million off the fee. So it gives praise where it's due, you know. At least we got rid of one of the players we need to get rid of, and that Ange didn't want. Now, talking about Archie Gray himself, 18 years old, he came from Leeds in the Championship, and I reiterate this again, from the Championship. And it's not disrespecting him and saying, oh, because he came from the Championship, he's not good. All that stuff like this, but there's many ways you can look at this transfer. First of all, some people, the take on it is Gray's going to come in and be a versatile cover for a lot of positions because he can play a right back, he can play in midfield. A lot of people telling me he can invert, which I can't confirm or deny that because I haven't seen him enough. I have seen him a few games, so I'm going to give my opinion on that in a second, but his versatility is an advantage. But then again, you can be a jack of all trades and master of none. His age, being 18, people will say he's got a very high ceiling, which he probably does. And his versatility, like I said, he can play multiple positions, so he might just be cover by default in the beginning. I imagine on the face of it, when I saw it, he'll probably play in a Carabao Cup and FA Cup, either in midfield, because I'm saying he can play number 6, or as a right back, because that's where he played a lot of Leeds. And as for my opinion on him himself, from the few games I saw of him, I didn't really think I was that impressed, if I'm being honest. And I think his signing is another thing where, bearing in mind his dad and I think his grandfather were also very good players back in the day. Bearing in mind I've never seen them play, but that's what I was told. I wasn't that impressed with Archie Gray when I saw him in the playoff final, when I saw him in games in the semis as well, and I saw him in a few games here and there in the Championship. I didn't see anything that special. I know he was linked with top clubs, and that's maybe because of his age and his agent. I mean, he's 18. But I wasn't really that impressed. If anything, in playoff final, I didn't think he had a good game. I thought it was quite just not that great. I mean, I didn't see anything special there. Unless I'm missing something with statistics, because stats always skew these sorts of things, make the player out to be better than he is sometimes. I wasn't really that impressed. But what worries me the most about this transfer is, bearing in mind Spurs probably only have like 100 to 150 million from what I've heard. Well, I hope it's more than that, but we don't tend to spend a lot anyway, but the budget's quite limited. That's a debate for another day as to why it should be quite limited, but yeah, let's not get into that, but let's just assume it's, from what I've heard, it's quite limited. We just threw 30 million down the drain on a youngster. We also signed Werner before that on third highest paid player or something. So if 30 million of this limited budget is gone, that extra 30 million, as I alluded to before in our transfer policy, could have gone to someone like, so we linked with Eze, for example. If we can only pay up to 40 million for Eze, for example, and they want 60, 70, the 30 million we spent on Gray could have been used for that. This is just as an example, right? Obviously, we've been linked with Neto as well. I'm assuming Wolves will want at least 60, 70 million. Say by the end of the budget, we buy a striker, we buy like Eze, we buy maybe one other player, and we're like 30 million short on Neto. We'll look back and think, oh, well, that 30 million spent on Gray, or whatever it is, we could have spent on the Neto deal, because now we're sitting there negotiating, trying to lower the price, when we could have played it, because we didn't buy another youngster, right? And a lot of people saying, okay, Archie Gray is for the future. Well, signings like Archie Gray, bearing in mind also inflation, we've been making them since 2006, 2005. We signed Danny Rose for 1 million. Back in the Martin days, and 1 million at the time for youngsters was kind of like reasonable. But we also signed like Callum Davenport, loads of other youngsters of that ilk. Adel Taarabt, that's another one. But of course, due to inflation, this is why Archie Gray is like the 35 million mark, 30 million to 40 million mark. And also, we have to understand Archie Gray has the homegrown / English tax on top of him as well. So that's another factor. So that's why I think it's kind of a bit inflated. A lot of people also allude to the fact that if we sign it for 20 million, no one will be sitting here talking about it, I guess, in like a negative way. I kind of disagree with that, because I alluded to earlier in the video, if we're 20 million to 30 million short in another area later in the window, or because people will be saying we're going to do business after Euros, which is in like 2 weeks' time. It's going to, the Euros finishes 10 days from now, like 9-10 days from now, and then we're going to start doing business once the Euros ends, especially with the Neto link. So if we're 20 million short, even spending just 20 million on Archie Gray, we're 20 million short on like maybe another transfer where we could have gone from like for example, this Doué we've been linked with, so then going for another youngster like Doué, we could have added 20 million on and gone to sign like a top player or a top striker with that money, instead of, say, settling for lesser quality in another position. Especially because, as I alluded to earlier in the video again, Archie Gray probably won't be starting many games. I assume from the beginning he'll be a bench player and playing the Carabao Cup and the League Cup. Again, some people allude to this being similar to the Dele Alli situation. I can see why people say that, because obviously Dele came in for 2 years, he was like really good. But again, he fell off the cliff after that. But Dele was also an attacking player, and people forget we kind of catered the team to him in the sense that, I hate to admit this, but Dele was kind of a luxury player. So this is why I think he was so good for us in those 2 years, because him and Kane kind of played together as like not two up front, but Dele was kind of like a second striker. And because, as you guys might remember, Eriksen was pushed to the left to put Ali in the middle, so we could accommodate all of them, and then Son and Eriksen kind of occupy the wings most of the time. And Dele was not really playing, anywhere else but like a second striker, really. Not really a classic number 10. Eriksen would often drift, from the left into the middle, or from right to the middle. There was even times when Eriksen played a bit deeper, and Ali, because it allowed Ali just to play further up the pitch. Now, in the position Archie Gray plays, I don't think we'll see the same sort of success, because if he's playing as a number 6 or a right back, he's not really a luxury. So he's going to have to hit the ground running straight away if he comes in. It's not like we can build a team around him as such, like we did with Dele. So that comparison to me doesn't really hold much weight. But overall, is the signing good? To me, I was kind of a bit meh about it, if I'm being honest. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good. I'm kind of like neutral about it, just personally. Is he going to improve us? Well, I guess some people say he's going to be better than Emerson, who's on his way to AC Milan. So, yeah, by default, he probably is better than Emerson, but he's quite versatile. Will he play many games? At the beginning, I don't think he will. Is this signing going to take us to the title? No, because I'm only saying this because Andrew mentioned the title. Apparently, we're in a title trial this season. Forget that. And is this a massive improvement on the Werner signing, which we signed early in the window? To me, not really. It's just another young signing we signed. I'm not going to hold much weight to it. And let's just hope this signing doesn't mean we're short in another quality in another area, because we're losing this 20-30 million we could have spent on another, a high-level attacker compared to attacker we might sign. Yeah, that's the use of the money is always an issue for me, because we have 130 million player here, 130 million player here, 130 million here. We could easily spend two of them together. We can sign a better player. Yeah, and I say this because Archie Gray is like 30 to 40 million pounds. If we knock off the road on 10 million, it's basically 30 million. So yeah, Archie Gray to Spurs. Out of 10, I'm just going to say something like 6 out of 10 signing. But then again, are the players we have going to stay and wait to see this Archie Gray fulfill his potential? Because this is the problems we'll have at Spurs, where we sign a youngster, we say he's going to be really good in a few years' time. By the time he turns good, the players that we have currently now, like Van der Ven, I don't expect him to wait to Archie Gray to become good. So the transfer policy hasn't changed, and I don't think the results will change next season. Overall, I'm talking about maybe, Archie Gray, yes or no, like I said, mess signing overall. like neutral. I feel neutral about it. So yeah, all right. Harry is out, and come on, you Spurs.